Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to I Can Combine Like Terms and Solve Multi-Step Equations. Mostly for this one, we're going to focus on just the combining like terms, and then in class, practice a little bit more with the solving multi-step equations that involve like terms. So take notes, follow along, make sure that you pause when need to and you don't chase me down, that you get the ideas and then write what you need to.
Did you pause it?
Looking at this equation, we are going to say that 1 is being added to b and then it's being divided by 3. So we want to work backwards and undo the last thing done. So since the last thing done was divide by 3, we're going to undo that by multiplying by 3. So we're going to cross cancel there, do the same thing to the other side. So then we end up with b plus 1 is equal to 6. Now it's a nice easy one-step equation. Undo adding 1 by subtracting 1, and we get b is equal to 5. Plug your answer back in to check. So 5 plus 1 over 3 should be the same as 2. Forward over operations, we need to do the top first. 6 divided by 3 is 2. That is true, so our solution is correct. Alright, this one's a little bit trickier. When I see this one, I'm first going to, of course, make my train tracks. And I say, what's happening to d? D is being divided by -6, or you can see multiplied by -1/6, and then adding 12. Since adding 12 was the last thing done, I'm going to undo it first. 12 minus 12 is 0. Same thing on the other side. Rewrite my problem. I like to do this. That's personally, some of you might leave it as it is equal to, add the opposite, a -19. So I'm being multiplied by -1/6. So to undo that, I multiply by the reciprocal, 6 over 1, because 6 over 6 is 1. Same thing on the other side. So then I get d is equal to, I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm going to think out loud for you. I know a negative times a negative is a positive. I know 6 times 10 would be 60. 6 times 9 would be 54. So I know that this is really 60 plus 54, which is the same as 114. I'm going to check my solution. Notice I put the negative there just on top. It could be on the side. Plus 12 equals -7. Negative divided by a positive. Again, don't have a calculator, but I can check my work. I know that's 6 less than 120, and I know 6 goes into 120 20 times. 1 less 6 would be 19. Check, and it works. To the good stuff, combining like terms. Like terms, we need to know what they are. Like terms are terms, or different separated numbers. We'll talk about that. This is a term, this is a term, this is a term. Things that are separated by operations. Terms with the same variable to the same power. It's really important. Same variable, same power. Simplest form, when we ask to simplify an expression, we know that it's simplified when there are no like terms to combine and no parentheses. Okay, so we'll see if we can match those up. So we're wondering over here, what are like terms, it says. So which of these are like terms? So I'm going to use a little shaping. So I see 5m squared. So I'm looking for one with the same variable to the same power. This has an m, but it doesn't have squared. This does. It's like a 1 there. Those are like terms. 10x is not like terms with 1/4 x squared because it's the same variable, but it's a different power. It is not like terms with -3x squared because, again, it's to a different power. It is like terms with 9x because they are both x to the first power. Then we have 1/4 x to the second, negative 3x to the second. Same variable, same power. Then these other ones aren't like terms with any of them, so we're not going to combine those. Combining them, what you do is you keep the variable and then you add the coefficients. So we have 17u plus 25u. Add those together. 5 and 7 is 12. So then we have the 10 from the 12, the 10, and the 20. So we get 42u. Down here we have 6n plus a negative 4n. Notice how I didn't say 6 minus 4? I like to take the sign in front and always assume that I'm adding. So then I get, which I know is the same as 2n. Down here again, 17a plus 21a for 38 total a's. Okay, it's like you're just combining how much you have. So-and-so has 17 apples, the other person has 21, altogether they have 38. Okay, so now it's important to only combine the ones that are alike. So I can't combine all of these together because this is to the second power and these are to the first. So the only ones that are alike are 3t and negative t. I assume that there's a 1 there, because there is, and so I combine those, 3 plus negative 1, which is 2, and then rewrite with the second. So that's simplified because there's no like terms and no parentheses. Second one, 6b doesn't have anything alike. 12b squared and negative 8b squared do. Those combine. 12 plus negative 8 is 4b squared plus 6b. That's simplified because I cannot combine them any further because they're not to the same power. That's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen, for combining like terms. We'll look at how we do those with equations when you return. Do your best, and see you soon.